Ready? I'd like to call this meeting to order. Would you please stand and do the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I will now give the roll call. Councilman Howell.
Present.
Councilman Sutton.
Here.
Councilman Vice President Newberg.
Here.
We have a quorum. Now we will do the election of officers. First and foremost, I need a nomination for the 2026 council president. Nomination.
Nominate Nathan Howe.
I'll second. Thanks, guys.
Welcome.
Would you like to take this position?
Yes, I will.
Are there any other nominations?
No.
We had a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? 2026 President Howell, I will now hand the meeting over to you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is appointment for vice president. Is there a motion for that?
Motion.
For who?
Jeff Newburn.
Second? I will second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
You're back in the saddle, Jeff.
Yeah.
Town attorney, so Attorney Schoffer's contract is up. You have agreed to continue, obviously, since you're sitting there.
I have. And the contract is the same. I still haven't raised my rates since I first started. Everything else is the same as last year's.
Okay. Make a motion to reappoint
Brody.
Brody as our town attorney.
Is there a second?
Second.
All's in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Welcome back. Animal control, my understanding is Ryan Spears' term has ended, but you will continue, I understand?
Make a motion to reappoint Brian Spears.
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Building commissioner? What, Blake Winland's term has ended, but he will continue too.
Yes.
Make a motion to reappoint Blake.
Second,
Second.
all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? NERC commissioner. Explain to us exactly what a NERC commissioner is and does.
NERC stands for Northern Indiana Regional Public
Commissions. I am on the commission of the executive board as their secretary, and they have asked me to be vice president as long as I'm approved by the executive board.
Okay.
We do a lot of voting for the environment, for the transportation, for the roads.
It's a 3-county area, right?
Yes.
So, okay. Thank you. We have a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Denise? All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Newspaper, explain what this is about.
So the regional news post all of our public notices, notice to papers and all of that, and they have agreed to move forward for another year.
Okay, is there a motion for that?
Second.
All's in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Do have some outstanding appointments still. Planning Commission, there's one or two?
So there's two.
There's two on the Planning Commission. How Somebody on the traffic commission, do we know? BZ, I know there's one. Town council, we still have two.
Planning commission is one,
Planning commission's one.
yeah.
Okay. If there's anybody interested in serving, let one of the council members know. Correspondence? None. Moving on to approval of minutes from the December 4th meeting.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion's been made, seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Officers report, do you take care of that?
I do. Planning commission, no report. BZA, no report.
Traffic commission, no report. Park
Park
board,
board will meet this month.
animal control, Brian Spears was not able to attend the meeting, but he did text me his report. So the only report he got was an anonymous call about a dog that was out of the town limits south of town on 1600 South. That was being left outside. It was a St. Bernard and it counted over the doghouse. That was his report.
Building commission, do we have one?
Yes.
Which I think we,
Yes, please.
There was a total of 16 contractor registrations for a total amount of $1,170.
Thank you. Clerk treasurer's report.
Personnel committee,
no report.
facilities coordinator, the right-of-way lease agreement will expire at 12/31, and they have since signed over a new lease for a new year. Tillinghast Insurance, they rent a space here at the town hall, and they're thinking about leaving. So we might have an open space if you can't talk the new owner to rent it out. So that might be available. NERC, I attended the leadership and full commissions meeting held on November 18th, 2025. For the other, you'll look in your packet. For the 2026 Community Crossings Grant, we were awarded $153,236. We received our December settlement from LaPorte County in the amount of $166,645.83. And you can see the breakdown from that form of where that money is going to be slotted at. We also received $4,156 in CVIT and FIT money, which is now, according to the House Enrolled Act 1392, we get to decide where those funds are allocated. So since this is the first time we've done this, I allocated it to what we normally do. I mirrored what we did last year. I have provided the 2026 committee meeting notices with also the council boards and commission. So I have your approval to present this to Kiel Media as they have requested our meeting notices. Is there any change to any of the meeting times that are scheduled?
I don't believe so, are there?
No.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Everything's the same.
That completes my
Okay.
my report.
List of outstanding checks.
So we get to void out any checks that are older than 2 years. We just need our council approval. This one was for a water check in the amount of $5.55 for convoy detail.
Okay.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public Works report.
I don't really have much this month. I think I gave you guys a copy. I did contact VS Engineering. I did contact VS Engineering regarding the sewer project. And you can see the response. I can read it if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
The engineer said, "Hi Chuck, as you may know, we had some hiccups with the Indiana Department of Environmental Management reviewer. He would not let up on the situation with the existing main lift station pumps regarding their size and their efficiency. With extending the force main to the new plant and raising the elevation into the new screen and how that would have a negative impact on those pumps, we had to write a report over it. The complete resubmission is going in. We had applied, and I think there was a 60-day. They couldn't make that 60-day window, so I then threw the application out, and they had to reapply after they got the lift station situation.
Let's hope the second time it goes the same reviewer that did the first time.
So it goes faster, yeah. He said, once I feel that he's approving the construction permit, we will start putting requests for quotes out so that we can start procuring the equipment. Then we'll put it out for bids. So obviously it's gonna be later into the summer. You know, I'm gonna guess the bid process probably won't get done. What do you think? July?
Yeah, I was hoping we'd be doing it now.
Yeah, me too. That's what I got back. I haven't talked to Lou personally, Lou Sotka from BS, but that's what I got back in the email. So I'll stay with it and keep you guys posted on that. I don't really have anything else. We've got a couple projects where I hope to have some information next month. One would be regarding the water plant project.
Okay.
We have a meeting set up for next Tuesday with Peerless, and then also is, I had talked to Scott earlier about the situation with Casey's General Store out there and the manhole
Okay.
work.
Repair.
So hopefully I'll have something next month for back on that to where what their stance is on that. We'll go in there. So otherwise, you got any questions? That's all I got.
I don't think I got anything. No questions for Chuck?
No.
We're going to new business. The approval to repay Hatfield Pest Control for a 5% discount for the town hall, amount of $2220, and for the library, $2940.
Motion to go ahead.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Next approval we need is for Gates Landscaping.
Motion to pay.
And what do they do there? Let's say that's basically for
That's a pay for the full year.
for
as
treatment,
opposed to month to month.
for treatment and for this fall sprinkler blowout. So it's 834. Okay. All right, so I'm sorry, there's a motion made,
Motion, yes.
seconded.
Second. You, Jeff motioned it, I'll second it.
Okay, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Baker Tilly, Craig Markham will be presenting on the impact for the SEA 1 property taxes. We'll have on top budget, monthly packet, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so my name is Craig Markham. I'm from Baker Tilly. I'm manager here. I haven't actually been here at a council meeting yet, but I know several of my other folks have at Baker Tilly. So I focus more on the financial planning and civil side of things when it comes to municipalities. Denise and I have worked several years together doing budget work, accounting support, things of that nature when it comes to the town funds. This year, I wanted to take an approach. I took Denise to lunch last month and kind of talked about the town's needs and kind of what she was thinking for the next couple of years here. And Senate Bill 1 is a hot topic here in Indiana. So we have several different reports that we can prepare for a town.
Can I interject? Can you explain what Senate Bill 1 is?
Yeah, so Senate Bill 1, down in the House, it is a property tax reform that is happening. So what that means is that they're changing the way that property tax is being billed to municipalities, or to residents. So this can be, we'll have to come for a separate discussion on exactly everything that holds. Long story short is that units in Indiana will be affected some way, somehow, whether that's short of revenue, most likely, that you won't be receiving as much revenue as you receive now as a municipality, because the way that the property tax reform is happening is it's supposed to put more money in property taxpayer back pockets rather than municipalities. So there's an inverse relationship there. The biggest factor is the LIT, the local income tax that is happening. Starting in 2027, after 2027, the town will have to impose petition the county for their own LIT rate. So depending on that, you could be getting a little bit more, or you can be getting a lot less. So we have, what I wanted to show tonight is our proposed agreement for this year to help you figure that out. What the impact for Wanata would be. That involves us putting together like a 5-year capital proposed financial plan. What that does is we project out the next 5 years of how this bill will affect Wanata. So what this kind of PowerPoint slides that I have in front of you kind of explains how we would go about that. We offer a service called BT Plus. Basically, the town of Wanata has done we have done several of these for the town of Wanata the last several years. And usually that's like a time and expense. So what that means is we would just bill the town for what it costs to do this work. BT Plus is a little different approach. With this 5-year plan that we wanted to do for the town, we would kind of package it in a monthly fixed fee. So you would pay us a flat monthly rate to cover the cost of what it would take to prepare that report for you. So there was no unknown invoices. The town's able to budget for it ahead of time and knowing what they're gonna pay us for the year. And it kind of works out more efficiently that way. Kind of a cost savings approach here, because you do get a 10% discount if you go a fixed fee route. We're able to staff that work ahead of time. And so we're able to give a 10% discount on the staff that do the work, or whatever that does involve with that. So the fixed fee would come with an annual stated hour amount, and the fixed fee can be split between several funds, including utilities. So that fixed fee every month can be split out between utilities and town funds, because it does benefit the town in both. The next page here is an example of our services. So some of these we already do for the town, but the BT Plus service that we offer kind of covers more than just kind of things you guys seen before with us. We do some grant management work. We do financial director support, executive searches if you need to hire someone. We do a lot of budget monitoring, budget development, strategic planning, and financial planning. So just to be in a nutshell here on the next slide, these are the services that we were proposing for the town of Wanata for that fixed fee that I was mentioning. So right now we do annual financial reporting, which is about 5 hours of work for the town. We provide assistance and review of submission of the annual financial report that Denise completes for the town every year. We do budget assistance work, so I come on site and help Denise do the town's budget. That's about 15 hours. That's something that we've always done. Accounting support for 10 hours, that's if, the town has things that they want us to be involved on, miscellaneous questions Denise calls me throughout the year. That would give some hours there, which we've had that already in the past agreements. The thing that is new here is this fiscal sustainability plan for 40 hours. This is what I'm talking about with a fixed fee approach. It's a 5-year cap plan for civil town funds, and it would include legislative changes. And just to note, important more now than ever to have a 5-year outlook on the town during this time of change.
And that's because the Senate Earl Act,
Correct.
number 1.
Yeah.
So they made this act to make it better for us, but now we're gonna have to spend more money to cover dealing with the people and planning and all that stuff.
Yeah, so yeah, and I go through that report here in a couple slides. And then the other service that we do for the town, on the town side is continuing disclosure services, for your debt obligations. So this is about 80 hours of work that would be included in that fixed fee. If we don't do the fiscal sustainability plan, because that's 40 hours new, we would just keep business as usual the way that we do currently, where we send agreement for the work that needs done. But the 40 hours being in here would be a cost savings approach for that monthly fixed fee. So in terms of pricing, all services that I mentioned on that last slide, around 80 hours to the year would be $1,700 a month. And like I said, that could be utilized to be split between town funds and utility funds. That 80 hours can be, the 40 of it is for that plan. Things change, we don't have a crystal ball, we don't know what type of things happen throughout the year. So we can use those 80 hours as ever seems fit with Denise. In the event that we don't reach the 80, we give the credit back to the town, or we utilize those hours to roll into the next year if the town would like to do this again next year.
I mean, we've been doing some of this already, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So you've been doing most of those services already. The thing that we're proposing here with the fixed fee approach is the 5-year plan.
Okay.
For some.
How long have we been doing that? How many years?
The county support.
Yeah, that you've been working with the town?
Several years.
Several, like 2 or like 10?
I've been with you for 3, so since I've been with Baker Tilly, but we've been doing utility work, bond issuance work. Amber's been with you probably 4 years before me. So, several years. So the next few slides are talking about this fiscal sustainability plan. I'm not gonna go verbatim here, but it is just making an impact. Local government is often challenged with the task of providing and maintaining services with fewer resources, increasing costs due to inflation, legislative changes, pandemic like COVID-19. How does a municipality plan for that? So what this plan does is we kind of look at the next 5 years, based on revenue estimates, based on what the town would like to spend the next 5 years, and the legislative changes to see how healthy that town is in the financial situation that we are. What is a fiscal sustainability plan? Like I said, it's a 5-year outlook, expected revenues and budgeted spending for a 5-year period. The funds that would be focused on this plan would be the general fund, motor vehicle highway fund, park and rec, cumulative capital development, cumulative economic development, and public safety lit. Next slide here, what's the benefit of a plan?
Hold on for a second.
Yep.
So about how much of our budget is out of these funds here?
So you do a budget out of all those funds.
But I mean, how much of so we also get MVH funds, which is not, it is in there. So these are all the tax-based funds that the town gets.
Yeah, so general fund, motor vehicle highway, and I believe park and rec, get property tax.
But local roads and streets doesn't?
No, they get a street distribution, monthly street. We will add that fund in there just to show, for street projects that want to happen, We can add, this is limited, this is just like the main focus of SCA1 funds, but we will add a couple other funds that you can budget for. And we, like rainy day, local road and street, the community crossings grant fund, we can add those in there as well, we typically do.
Okay.
But these funds are the ones that are gonna be impacted by Senate Bill 1.
I see.
In some point.
So just out of curiosity, I don't want to get off what way. Will any of these probably won't supplement any of what we've lost? What will some of that change on what we get in for, say, local roads and streets, or?
So local road and street won't really change much, and motor vehicle highway also gets a monthly distribution. Those aspects won't really change. It's more with the property tax that comes in. So you get that twice a year. So that might change. You'll get a little more circuit breaker credit where the town won't be able to absorb as much property tax because people's property tax bills are changing. And then also the lit is changing, so public safety lit, economic development lit. The way that you're able to impose a tax rate, that is changing after 2027.
Lit is local income tax?
So that would be like public safety, and then you get that monthly as a town, monthly distribution.
That's for the fire department.
Okay.
So that would probably pay for some fire contracts or police and fire.
All right.
So the benefits of a fiscal sustainability plan, it's a decision-making tool. It helps the annual budget process. That way Denise, she has something in her hand where she can see the next 5 years of how the town might look once all this is put together. It analyzes effects of future initiatives, raises additions of staff. The benefit of this is that this can be updated at any time. So if Denise calls me and says, hey, we want to hire another police officer, what does that look like in the public safety lit fund? We'll plug that in and we'll see what it shows. If you need to do a big project, we can plug those numbers in there and the report will update. And give those answers over the next 5 years.
So are these gonna be required, the fiscal sustainability?
It is not required.
Will it be eventually?
It won't, I don't think it'll be required eventually, or it might, I don't know, who knows, but.
Yeah, it's amazing how things morph
Yeah.
into, it'll never happen, and then all of a sudden.
Right, I know, that's why.
You're giving water reports and sewage
Yeah.
reports and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Because somebody decided it was a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the thing is that this is something to have in your back pockets if you're curious of the impacts of the town for the future. This is something that we put together that you can look at anytime throughout the year as a tool to know how to spend your funds. And this, like I said, it's an updated plan that we can update anytime and we can monitor it at any time. And something we do for a lot of clients around here where we do this every year for them. The next page, page 10, I'm not gonna go into detail, but this is something that's part of what will be in this plan. So this is the general fund, it's a cash flow. What it is showing your operating receipts and disbursements and your ending cash balance. Obviously, we show the last 3 years of historicals, you can see 22 through 24. And then we project out the next 5 years, which would be 25 through 2029. The yellow 2 highlights are the SEA1 impact lines. So you can see here on line 5 that this town specifically can be losing an additional $65,000 a year starting in 2026. And then line 12 is the municipal lit, where that lit gets readjusted from the line 10 to line 12. So in this case, you can see that the certified shares lit is actually increasing in their favor from 27 to 28. We have all the tools to know to calculate these numbers internally. We have a business model that we do and working with the state to get these numbers too. So this is just kind of like, you would have something like this for every of those funds that I mentioned.
So are you guys gonna be able to give us like a crash course in all these little acronyms that?
I can definitely do that, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
And part of this BT Plus service also, council that wants to know a little bit more about how their funds operate, I'm happy to come here and pull it up on the screen and tell you what every fund's purpose is and what you can spend it on.
Well, I mean, so correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't want to go off on this, but we're proposing a $65,000 shortfall.
This is an example. This is
It's not,
No.
okay.
But so the fixed fee and everything for me to calculate that, I would have to do the report. Yeah,
I see.
so for the agreement that we're
I
talking
mean, I
about.
don't know how we can not have this
Yeah,
done.
it's a very good thing to have, especially, and you might be well off and then you don't have to do the report again if you don't want to, but it is something that we like to update every year for a time if we can. The hours that I'm proposing in this agreement, we have a full throttle report where we add utilities in there, we look for the 5-year outlook, we look at rates, everything like that. That would be a lot more as a price point, but just to kind of get things started, I think for the town to kind of see what text of reports we do, we wanted to do kind of like a baseline report this year, with the funds that might be affected by the Senate Bill 1. And then maybe next year, if you guys are happy with it, you know, we can look at utilities, add a whole new report in there. Because we do full throttle capital planning, so we would sit down with, department heads, superintendents, and talk about what the town would like to spend the next 5 years in capital. And we would provide a capital plan in that report too.
You did the rate study, right?
Ian Stoll did, but yeah,
Until-
I work with it, yeah. So currently doing the rate study, a bond issue possibly.
Yes.
Yeah, so we could tie that into this too. You know, I can rewrite the contract and put that in there, or we could do something like that next year too, to just analyze your rates every year, versus doing a rate study every couple of years. But, page 11 here is a bar graph that shows the last page. It just gives you a better visual idea of how these funds kind of work. So it shows you in the bars here of what this fund would spend on. So personal services, supplies, services and charges and capital outlays are all in the bar graphs there. The 3 lines, we like to use these graphs because it tells you how your ending cash is with your spending. The red line is a 15% operating balance. And the gray line is a 50% operating balance, and the teal line is the ending cash. So in this situation, this municipality is operating well above their 50% operating balance. What that means is that the town is able to operate with 6 months of cash reserves to fund the expenses. So we want to see between 50%. So as we do this report for you, we would show this graph for all your funds to kind of see where you're at. If there's, you know, we have a recourse or there's a couple of years where we're going down, that's when we have those conversations before that happens of how can we overcome this? What can we change to make sure that we're still okay? So it's just a planning tool to kind of look ahead with everything going on. And Denise just spoke about it, saying something she would like to maybe see and get your guys' thoughts on to see the future of the town and how the funds are, so. I know that was a lot, so I'm sorry. And probably made you more confused, but, any questions now? If not, feel free to facilitate through Denise, but I do have an agreement, for the town, she has it with her, with that fixed fee to do something like this for this year. And I will just leave it.
I thought, so go to my agenda for $1,500.
So it went from 15 to 17, just because we added the continuing disclosure in there. That wasn't already added in there when I gave you that other price. So the continuing disclosure is something we do every year for you. That is just a separate invoice. But if we add it into this fixed fee type thing, it's already built in for us, so. But,
Is that a month?
yes.
That's $1,700 a month?
So where does that money come from?
General fire for this one.
So you can split it a third, or you can pay it however you guys see fit too, so. How you typically would, I guess, pay our invoices at the moment. But,
Any questions?
and I would, sorry, I forgot to add, I would come present the report at a council meeting. And provide it to you guys ahead of time as well. Yeah.
In the past, is this about what we paid, the $1,700 a month?
No.
No,
So typically, you would pay, with accounting support budget, working with ours around 10 grand a year, I think, 10 to 12 maybe.
So this is basically double.
So this is, for like 10 grand more, you would get a financial report, my comprehensive financial plan for 5-year outlook.
but as you said, could be the coming up future. Right.
Yeah, it's looking ahead, financially. If you guys would like to explain a little bit more against kind of the impacts that your town's having with legislation.
So when would you do this?
Because we're doing not the full throttle version, I could have this probably early spring, late spring for you guys. You know, typically around the April, May timeline is when I would get something prepared and completed. However, that would be a decision on maybe with Denise too, if she rather sees it with the 27 budget in there. So typically we could do a spring and fall version where we could do it as how it is now, but then once you adopt your 27 budget, we could add that budget, those budget numbers in there. So your 27 column would be your approved council budget. However, this probably would, in this situation, it would probably be best to give it to you before the budget, so that you can help determine what your budget should be for 27.
Do we know what that is?
Not for 2027, we just finished the 2026 budget.
So this will have 26 budget in there, and then usually we do like an inflationary, but then you're able to kind of adjust and kind of see where you would be for 27 with these impacts. Any other questions?
And the SE one is, that starts this year?
You'll see a little bit of impact starting in 26, yes.
The
The lit portion though won't come until the next couple of years. Because people are starting to get those homestead credits, things of that nature, so that's where you're gonna start seeing it change a little bit. Not as much, you might see a little more in 27 and 28, and then it kind of goes impactful, then it kind of swings out a little bit, so. But yeah, I thought I'd just come in and kind of give you an opportunity here for this type of report.
Do you want to think about it and ask maybe some questions with you later?
I would,
discuss it,
yeah,
yeah,
we'll table this till next meeting, is that all right?
yeah.
Any questions, just let me know.
Okay, thank you very much, very informative.
What's that? No, just, okay. Yeah, yeah. Right, yes.
Pardon me? Yeah,
Rolling Communications is not showing up.
Growing Communications, are they here? No? Have you guys dealt with Growing Communications? Okay, okay.
Brody, weren't
I talked to the phone about that, right? Yes.
All right.
we talking about last meeting? With these guys with the bond
Yeah.
adjustment? Yeah.
I don't know what else is happening. I mean, I can't recommend that,
Recommend what?
a blanket bond. No, because I think your bond right now is too low. Especially talking with these guys, the risk of catastrophic failure if they screw something up is just tremendous. So
Yeah.
he's trying to package 27 different projects into this one blanket
Into one.
bond.
Well, and our bond is almost, I don't want to say it acts like a permit, but I mean, they got to come to us for each project, right? And then you guys look at it and say, hey, this is okay, this isn't okay. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
So, but I mean, he didn't show up, but it sounds like he's causing a lot of grief. So, you know.
We don't want all communication thing.
I can fill you in on this last situation that I just had with them. In regards to it started with a locate, as they always do. We get the locates, Denise sees it requires boring, she'll notify him, and he needs to submit a boring application, post a bond. Well, during that, he had the job for Speedway, and he determined that the state takes jurisdiction over that property. So he decided to complete that job regardless of us telling him he needed to apply for a bond. So I notified I do want to say his name was David or Dennis with MediaCom. And he assured that he was going to look into the situation. And he said he would try to not send that guy down here anymore. Because I told him there was 3 issues we've had with this guy.
So they installed something without the bond, so what's our recourse on that?
So he might be right about the state's easement having, he doesn't need our approvals.
We don't own state easement.
So,
Yeah.
just for the sake of argument, however, that is not smart on his part to just, throw his weight around like that.
Get something.
Oh, that's what I told you on the phone.
Yes.
That takes some gumption.
Yeah, what if we hit something of ours with no bond?
Exactly.
Then what? There's gotta be something we can do to go,
Surely there's something, but.
whether it's states or not, right?
Maybe he's technically right, the state has the easement, yada, yada, but man, that's not the way I would have gone.
That's what I talked to the guy with MediaCom, the manager at MediaCom. And I said, regardless of it being, arguing state of a state property or state jurisdiction, the issue came when he left that private property and actually went onto town property. That's where I told him that's where our issue was. So,
He bored right over a force main
our
and
force main,
a gravity. And a water main was, 10 foot away.
yeah.
So do we require them to be licensed too?
Yeah.
Bonded.
Then bonded, yeah.
License. He was asked, Chuck went up to and talked with him as I was talking to Brody, asking him about the work and if he was the one that did the bore, and he neglected to say he actually did it.
So I might have done it.
Yeah. So,
He said my machine broke, so I think his son did.
I think he uses the word technically.
Yeah.
Technically, I might not have done that. He was the same contractor that we had the trouble down with the Salem Church, where he did the machine over in front of the church.
Okay.
He made that big mess.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I had to talk to him, and I had to threaten to pull the bond, and he said, I don't care, go ahead, pull it. And so, but he did come back around after a while, but it was very difficult, very hard person to talk to. So we just don't need that. So I think we've taken care of it with MediaCom, hopefully, that they'll pursue a different contractor.
It sounds like it resolved itself since it didn't show up.
Yeah.
but it is nice having the bonds there just for the in case, for sure. I mean, I would definitely feel better myself not ever allowing a blanket bond. So,
We talked about that before.
yeah. So,
Larry Cook was big on that. If you don't have the bond and you're not gonna do it right, you're not gonna bust their stuff up, because they're not gonna pay for it.
What about boring in the winter? Can we do anything about that?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't work for it back here.
It would just come down to you guys saying,
We're gonna postpone approving the bond until the weather.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different if it's an emergency, but
well, I mean, if it's like, in my opinion, if it matters, if it's an emergency or a repair, that's one thing, but if it's a project, that's where I think we're kind of drawing the line of, let's not do that kind of work, during the winter months. Keep it by
Every town's,
per job.
every town that I know of is going through the same problem. Everyone I work in. So, I agree. Hold on, because you guys have got to approve you give the thumbs up on it anyway, right? Yeah, fine. So I guess and there's no action to be taken on that. So we have 2 mooring applications right now, 1 and 2 against
They are filled out correctly. And the bonds are there.
is this something, screw it up? Or-
One of those, the job on Casella, I did call that the one who submitted the application, he has yet to call me back. That is actually one of the jobs, Rolling Communications, that was actually his first job that he did in this town, was that one, and then the church, area at the same time. So for some reason, this has already been done. So I was trying to confirm that with, the contractor who called that one in. But
So that one, it's okay to approve it pending our okay. That way, we don't have to come back to you guys. We won't approve that on our end until we talk to that contractor to make sure it's a valid, repair, or we're not just sure what it is, but we're okay where it's at in the placement. We just, we want to know what it is before that. He hasn't called us back.
I thought you said it was already done.
that job was, exactly what they did there. That portion, so what they're doing there makes absolutely no sense.
We don't know what it is for sure. So it's okay. We're okay with the placement, you guys, and utilities. What we're saying is, it may not be a valid one that somehow got mixed up.
So what do we do about these not valid ones that get mixed up? You know, I mean,
This one, it's a different contractor in the same location. And of course, since we couldn't get a hold of him before the meeting, we're not sure if it's been done or not. Or is this something else they're doing there? We don't know that. So, until we can actually talk to him, it's just that normally maybe the meeting would be farther away. Otherwise, you'd have to postpone it, not approve it and wait till
And that's
next month,
fine.
which is okay with us too.
so it gets back to my question from before. I mean, what's the recourse if they put this stuff in without, we just say, okay, too bad, you were lucky this time, you didn't hit something? Or is there a fine or something that we can?
There's really no fine in the code.
In our code or in
Right.
the state?
In the Wanata's code. So basically, it's, you just screwed up ever doing business here again. If you don't hit anything.
The bond is for if they hit something, it pays for it. But if they go ahead first and do it, there's nothing legally, they're held responsible.
Right, I understand that.
Right, they
The
just
thing
go ahead and
is,
do it.
you know, they may do this 20 times before they hit something.
Right,
The
right.
problem is they've already put the conduit in the ground, and it may be in a spot we didn't even want it because it's either on top of a storm sewer, on top of a water service or whatever. And how do you, I mean, I don't
How
know.
do you impose a fee?
What?
How do you impose a fee on it?
Right, you'd have to amend the code.
Or do we just say, hey, you, since you did this, you're just not gonna work, we're not gonna approve anymore?
You could do both, you know,
All right.
you could, you should amend the code to impose a steep fine.
Yeah,
Want to do that?
yeah,
Is that a motion?
no, second.
Second?
How much?
Well, I think we were talking about that last meeting. You were gonna kind of get
Right,
what'd you come up with?
it's about $2,500.
Let's do 2,500.
Okay,
Yeah, if that's,
To that effect.
yeah,
I can put together a draft
Good to me.
for next meeting.
yeah.
The problem is there's actually halfway decent boring companies out there. It's just, some of them, there's some of them that just don't care.
So the 2,500 is if you don't hit something.
Yeah.
Because if you hit something, it's not gonna be more than $2,500.
Oh, yeah,
It should be $2,500, then the cost to fix
The
it.
cost of the repair.
This is for if you fail to, follow through the permit process and you do work anyway. $2,500 fine.
On top of the repair. How much money would that have been during surf air installation?
That's too much to talk about.
We'd have probably built another water tower.
Working on that surveyor.
So the 202 Kiselke, that's done. What about the 10525 US Highway 30?
That was that's a repair caused from, Nitro extended the electric utilities and damaged the media line.
So we want to approve these, but you guys, you need it, but pending your approval.
Yes, yes. That would be fine.
Is there a motion then
Motion.
for both of them?
Yeah.
For both of them. Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
That's for both of them, correct?
I'm sorry?
That's for both of them?
That's for both of them, yes.
Gazelle and 30.
I mean, you're gonna look into the no boring during the winter.
They can do that now.
We can just,
Yeah,
we just.
we made a motion.
You just table it.
We'll just table it until we want.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
No permits until.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Unless it's an emergency, and
Yeah.
something that has to be done. And then you guys deal with, because the problem you run into is some emergencies are called emergencies and they may not necessarily be emergency.
Right.
Make
So when the
believe.
locates come in, we're just supposed to ignore them?
Show them to us,
Yeah,
give them to us. We'll-
let them make the decision.
All right, moving on, unfinished business. There is none, I see. Financial report and claims approval.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And no other business coming before the council. Public comments, Bill Food, you are on here. Step to the podium and smile.
Thank you. Thank you very much. How much is, can I ask, the financial report that you just approved? How much is the financial budget?
Which one is this? report? So we said $422,000. But that, since we didn't have a meeting on the first week of January, we had to set it out 2 weeks, so that's inclusive of 2 extra weeks.
Thank you. So I come before you today, I'd like to apologize to Jennifer Nusser, who really helped me, Brody, who really helped me regarding an email that I only have half of. And I'm not here to accuse anybody or to have any confrontation. I'm here, somebody who's very ill. I sold my house on Illinois Street, and in the process of selling my home, I had so many people come to my house and knock me for resigning from the town board, knock me for the water bill being so high, knock me for the budget that we just say, okay. We spend so much money, it's going on, it's just crazy. So now you have all these people on social media, you have all these people coming to me, they want to represent, they want me to be the one that comes before you and represent them, but they're scared to come to a meeting. And I don't understand why they're scared to come and speak about our money, about our town, about our people. We should be able to come here and say what we think and say what we feel. I'm so thankful Nathan Howe's gonna be the president now, because I remember last year when we were talking financials, we were avoided on a presidential executive order to do some things that went around the board, the town board. Just the beginning of this email says, I hope this letter finds you well. The issue is a past due utility bill for 106 North Illinois Street. There's never been a late water bill at 106 North Illinois Street. I don't have the beginning part of this email, but I couldn't even have the water shut off because when I was selling my house, Chuck and Jeff come and dug a hole to fix the valve that has been broken for 25 years. So if I didn't pay it, they couldn't even turn my water off.
Well,
So,
it was bent, it wasn't broke.
oh, thank you, but we fixed it, so if the new guy doesn't pay, you can shut him off. This was a very emotional thing for me, to say I'm late on a past due bill. I have the bills here. And this is what concerns me and why I'm here before you. 106 North Illinois Street. In September was 2,100 gallons, $135. That's when we started to remodel the home for sale, the most difficult time in our life. On 10/20, the water bill comes 1,300 gallons. I had the water meter shut off. We were moving, we already had moved into the home on Park Street. The final bill, they said we use 700 gallons. How can you use 700 gallons when your meter's shut off? Nathan has helped me now. I watch the other properties and my water bills. I don't know if the meters are broke. I don't know if there's a minimum. I worked with Nathan to understand how this works, but how could I use 700 gallons when I wasn't even there? How could I use 700 gallons when the water was shut off? Now, I'm watching my water meter now on the other properties, but I'm kind of concerned that it's not accurate. Is there a way to calibrate these meters or check these meters or fill up a gallon and see if it says a gallon?
Well, if you want it checked and certified, I don't know if we've ever done this, but there was always talk about pulling your meter. We would take it to Henry Simpson. They would bench test it. If it comes in, because you're plus or minus a little. If it comes in good, you gotta pay for the bench test.
Gotcha.
If it comes in bad, then obviously we're gonna eat it and change your meter.
I have bought another device that I put on the house now so I can see. That really threw me off because I didn't know if it was that thing that was broken in the front yard or whether it was a meter. And I can't say either way. But to have it off and have 700, I mean, that could put you above and beyond your normal usage, which would be trouble. Now, do we have any other money going into the sewer fund? Is it all based on the 600 people that live in town?
The wastewater.
Yeah, like when you get when you get money, like you said, in 5 or 6 different cases, do we put any of that money into that fund? Or is all the money for the new sewer plant coming from the people who live in town?
It just all depends, but we got a bond for our sewer project.
Right.
So we'll pull money from that for the sewer project.
Okay, so there's a chance our bill's gonna go down in the future?
They do another rate study if the council approves that.
Send for it. Appreciate that. Another question I have, I know when I put my deposit
Bill,
down.
I'll be honest with you.
Yes, sir.
Your bill's going down, chances are slim to none.
Right. I mean, we've done it 3 times since I've lived here.
Right.
3 different times, I think, that we have redone the water bill. And every time it costs more, the interest is more, the bonds are more, and it's difficult, no doubt about it. For only 600 people to pay for that without the road, we're in trouble. Does Casey's, the big Casey's project, do they pay more to help us with that? That was a big growth back in the time. Do businesses pay more that are making money? Or just the residents?
Well, it's based on water usage.
So it's all usage for anybody, whether you're making money or just a resident, business or
Well,
resident.
these are
Same.
different size meters too.
Right.
Each meter it has a base rate.
Right.
The school pays quite a bit, I can tell you that.
Do they? Companies like ISA that use lots of water, they don't pay a more of a.
ISA has an 1.5 inch meter, and when they first came there 30 years ago, their water bill was huge.
Sure.
They have since changed their process
Okay.
and have really cut back.
Yeah, so unless we get more.
And Phil, that's basically what we've seen throughout history, and I can almost say every municipality is the same. The businesses are always looking to use less water.
Sure.
I know when car washes came in, there was no such thing as recirculation. Well, now they keep part of the.
Sure.
So they reduce how much water they use. So I don't know if that answers your question.
It helps because I know at the house I'm living in now has a cistern.
I mean,
And the gutter water go to some, I don't know how to work it and I don't know what it is, but I want to look into it now. I mean, we have the water, we purchased the 5-gallon jugs we're paying for, so we can, we want to cut back too. I don't want to have to pay.
Every house in Wanata at one time had a cistern.
Sure, or a well, right?
Well, yeah, yeah. But the wells, it was very problematic in this town when there were wells, because you had septic systems too, and I was working for the health department then when we put the sewers in. So you might get your 50-foot separation from your septic system, but you may be 10 feet away from your neighbor's septic system.
Yeah.
So the chances, I mean, it was the point where banks wanting to loan on houses in that town, in town of Wanata, that it wasn't that they weren't, but it was a problem. So, I mean, the wastewater treatment facility, there wasn't, I don't think the town had a choice on whether to put it in or not. And I think you probably agree with that.
Sure, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I know when I sold my house, the title company actually called and said, this can't be right, because they asked for a copy of my water bill. And they said, this can't be right. And I said, what do you mean it can't be right? Is something wrong with it? They said, we've never seen anything that high. And I'm sure the residents are feeling this too. And I'm sorry that they're not man enough to come and speak. But I'm asking, we have to look at how much money we're spending, just the people that we have in town. And now that this gentleman comes and says they're gonna cut the taxes, that's gonna cut our money for a town budget. We're gonna have to look at what we're spending. I mean, I know it's difficult for you guys, but we're gonna have to say no. I know these guys are doing the best job they can at running the department, but if something breaks, we're not gonna have money, we're gonna go bankrupt.
There's some things I think we'll probably have to.
Sure, for sure. For sure. Well, I appreciate
There's some
you.
things that may not have, that may get cut, that John Q. Public may not like also.
Yeah,
But that's a decision that's gonna have to get made.
I understand. I really do. It's a shame. I mean, I know it's so high that, you know, a lot of people are retired, a lot of people are on fixed incomes and, you know, what's the minimum now? 140, 139, 139. And I know that we need a new sewer plant. We've needed it bad. How much have we paid Baker Tilly? When I was on the board, they came every month telling us we need to do this, do this, do this. When we're gonna do the project?
We're hoping to get a bid as soon as the engineer gets done with their design.
Okay.
And I hope that's really quick.
Right. I understand for sure. And, I just wanted to bring the concerns, why they've nominated me to be the guy that have to come and complain on some things. I don't want to be that guy. I know we all need to get along together to try to make this work, but that kind of water bill and that kind of expenses just puts a lot of weight on people that are sick or not working or elderly or on a fixed income. So I just ask that we keep an eye on everything we can to save our money.
I think one thing you have to remember is that this affects everybody making the decisions too.
I understand that. I do, I understand that.
It's just, you know, it's harder to make the decision, to put it on yourself.
I thought it was the biggest honor to be able to be on the town of Wanata. It was an honor to me to be able to represent. But I got beat up so bad I couldn't take it, Scott.
Yeah.
I mean, and I still am. They're still saying this and this and this. I mean, I'm doing the best I can to take care of the neighbor that can't take care of himself, to represent the town the best that I can, and to try to answer people's questions and answers. It's just too much. And I appreciate the work that you guys do, and I hope you get 2 more young guys that can help out. And I know when we make a decision, it affects all of us.
Yeah.
But I think if everybody wasn't scared to come up here and speak and tell you what they feel, it'd be a little bit easier than being on the Facebook thing, putting stuff out there like they are, and instead of being man enough to come and talk. So
I don't know why everybody be scared to come here.
I don't either. They're scared of some kind of retribution. I have never had any problems, and I appreciate you letting me come and speak.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming.
Yeah.
Guess we good. Any other comments from anyone? With that said, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Thanks for coming, everyone.
My pleasure.